I'm guessing.
Alright, so I've already kind of given you all the information I have at the moment. We'll go ahead and assume you actually arrived in town earlier, so you've had a chance to get a good night's sleep. So we're just going to remove that from the equation. And Z is going to fall off of a cliff as she's coming in. And it's okay, though, because she lands in a giant thing of thrush.
I'm trying mini Zan from...
I know from experience, that's never bad.
...that I have stuck on my monitor, and she planted both of her feet against the desk in protest and pushed backwards, which nearly sent both of us out of my ergonomic kneeling chair.
Wow. Mini Zan, you might want to stop trying to kill your mother there. I know it's a strong influence in teenagers' lives, but you're not there yet.
Give it a few years. You'll have more experience.
Yeah, yeah. What do you guys want to do? I'm basically waiting on you.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, we actually had some information or something about a son.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
The son lady. We had some infos on him, like a description, I think.
Well, I wasn't supposed to tell you that.
Oh. Because we got told last time.
But if I told you that, then I'll just go ahead and run with it.
Well,
yeah, there's a son, and that's all you know.
Oh.
You don't even know his name.
He's not like the half-breed of something.
Well, the mere fact that he... that is... Of course he's a half-breed, or rather he's actually a Lord Elf, because that's how Lord Elves work. A Lord Elf mating with someone else will always produce a Lord Elf as the child, regardless. So he's not really a half-breed so much as he's a normal Lord Elf.
Sure. Okay. Well, Burley of Ashen Blash.
Ashen Bless.
Ashen Bless. Okay. I put that down wrong then.
Now, she's not here, of course.
Right.
She lives in Kashino, which is way to the southwest over there. Completely different city. In fact, the only reason they even know this connection exists is after careful and significant amount of espionage and spying on both her and her contacts. So this is all pretty new territory, even for the family.
Okay. And our mission here is to essentially find some way to influence her decision because she is a rival for the Diamond Mind.
Correct.
Well, I suggest we'll talk to everybody once we get up and say, well, it's a new day. Why don't we go out and try to find out what we can about these people we're supposed to be, well, influencing.
Okay. Now, as ever, you have an option to, role play, or you have an option to say, I'm doing a gather information check. If you're doing a gather information check, you can do two different kinds. You can do general information, or you can do, I want to ask about blah. Do you need me to remind you of the benefits and detriments of that?
If I recall correctly, the general one is less likely to get actual information, what we're looking for, but if we ask for something specific, it may be more likely to get that, correct?
Yes, but the DC will always be higher on specific checks.
Yes. So, well, what we could do is we could, perhaps maybe I can go out and just ask general information and see what's going on around this area.
Okay.
If someone else wants to go and try to find out some specifics.
Okay.
That way we're not all asking about the same person.
Yeah.
I can do that. I'll handle gathering specific information. Spend a couple of hours, we'll say 3 hours total split among asking about the 3 various people.
Okay, you don't have a name for the son, by the way.
I've actually got an idea, too. Does there happen to be a library or a news place here?
Yes, 52.
Somewhere where I can pick up some papers.
30 billion.
What I could do, Guido, if you'd like, I can grab a whole bunch of stuff and bring it back to the hotel room if you'd like to peruse through it and see what you can learn from that.
Well, that's a good idea. I can do research with that.
Mm-hmm. That way you don't have to go out.
Not to screw myself over here, but doesn't Snarg need to roll against...
Yeah, I haven't actually gotten to that yet. I was
Okay.
going to ask how... This may sound weird, but I'm asking how you're discussing these plans in character.
I'm assuming we are in a hotel room by ourselves, so I would assume that we're actually discussing them out loud. quietly, obviously.
It's like the next morning, so, discussing over breakfast.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, in that case, yeah, go ahead and give me the will save.
Okay. Did you want me to roll, or did you want...
No, you go ahead.
Oh, okay. Now, I will tell you, since the last time I just sucked up rolls, I did really well on Saturday.
Woohoo.
So it kind of came back to me. So I've
It's
used
the
up all my luck.
counterbalancing thing,
Yeah, I've used up all my luck, so...
Awesome. I can't wait for you to try to murder Guido and get some PvP action going on.
It's an 11.
Would you like to blow an action point?
Would that count as social or combat?
Social.
In this case, social. Yeah, sure, I will.
Do it.
So, D6.
I do have the Aura of Courage, +4 morale bonus.
Nope.
All right. Here comes the D6. That increases it to a 12.
Ironically, 12 is the DC I had in mind.
Oh, okay. Good.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and say that this is how this actually works, Snark. You wake up and you're like, oh, God, whatever. Go down, get some food, come back up. And you see Guido, and this is important because it never occurs to you that you're doing this at first. You're actually really rude to him, right? Mm-hmm. You're just like, here, Guido, plunk. And you just kind of plop the plate down in front of him. So, here, eat up. And it occurs to you that you're being really rude to him. And you start thinking about that, and you're like, why am I being so rude to him? That doesn't make any sense. And then you just kind of like correct yourself, and you're like, I'm sorry.
It's like, sorry, morning and stuff.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Rough night.
It happens.
I dreamt that like 7 weeks went by, without...
I'll pick up the toast off the floor and put it back on your plate. After brushing it off.
We Knowles call that flavored.
Right. Well, it's good to get a little bit of dirt in there. But
okay, so you're gonna go. Okay, so you have passed that. Snar, you're gonna get some papers. I'm gonna go ahead and make you roll a flat. Do we still have wisdom in this campaign?
We do.
Okay, flat wisdom.
Okay.
To see the quality of papers you pick up.
That is a 5.
Okay. So you come back.
I told you it's run out.
You come back with all these tabloids and, really, really raunchy reels and highlights of just, all the sordid details, shall we say.
So I said, look, since I thought that, this was like a scandalous son, it'd be in the tabloids, right? They've been reporting all that stuff.
And then you don't get a second chance to fix this, so you leave the door, and Guido, you are now left with these tabloids. Would you like to peruse them?
Kidding me.
Stranger things have happened. I could get lucky.
Do me a favor and tell me what your int is and your whiz, your modifiers.
Intelligence is +4, wisdom is +2.
Okay.
I do also have the keen intellect intelligence mod instead of wisdom when making heal, sense motive, spot, or survival checks may also be used instead of wisdom when making will save, if that applies.
It does not, but thank you for letting me know.
Okay.
So in that case, we'll just do one more roll here.
You want me to roll?
Oh, go for it if you want to.
12.
All right, we're going to go with my
Which
roll.
modifier do you want?
Which is higher than that. No, I'm kidding. 12 actually will be sufficient, I think, because that's still 16 for the int mod, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Which is enough. So as you're going through, you hear, of course you don't hear anything. You hear fireworks going off outside. But inside you, as you're perusing it, you realize that one common thread is that a lot of them are talking about this dangerous and horrible, blood sport, and Danpe's plague is spreading to the show territories, and it's disgusting that we're letting that kind of Navarre influence happen here. What about your children? How are you going to live with knowing that they're out there trying to kill each other for money? That kind of thing. Really sensational, really over the top, but it's in a lot of the tabloids. Right. I'm going to remind you right now, by the way, that Dan P is the name of the outpost in Bavaria where they're having an arena tournament. That was a fairly new invention when it was happening 3 months ago.
I was going to ask if that was in reference to the arena, so...
It's the same name, and it's spelled the same, so it's very likely. I guess meanwhile, because it takes you about an hour to do that, third, you get your first GI check.
Okay. And although I'm not specifically searching out for him, I will keep an eye out for the guy while I'm doing general information checks. But,
okay.
All right, so...
The DC for finding the guy is 37,000.
I can make that. All right, here we go.
All
Here we
right.
go. Got lucky in the last time. All right, my GI check is 12.
Okay. What you learn, generally, is that there is a Valsin Ball season, which is going to be starting next month. Oh, by the way, sorry, bit of information. It is currently March 11th, which, I forget what that is, but I'll just look it up real quick. What is March 11th? That is a Tuesday.
Okay.
For anybody who cares. So, March 11th. So, sometime in April, the next Valsin Ball season is starting. That's all you get.
And what is Valsin Ball?
Valsin Ball is your knowledge history or knowledge region or knowledge politics or anything.
I've got politics.
Go for it.
Should print that. 13.
You've heard of it.
So the +9.
You have heard of it. You know it's some kind of sport, and it's really, really popular in the show territories, but that's basically it. You heard, when you were at the water temple, you heard, rumors, and a few people who were there, not rumors, excuse me, you heard people enthusing about it. While you were just talking with people and chatting with them, one guy was like, the terrifying Terramontes were doing so great last season. I can't wait to see what they do next season. That kind of a thing. And you kind of, put the pieces together and figured out it was some kind of sporting event, but that's basically all you got.
Right. So, I wouldn't be able to tell one team from the next, but it's a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Okay.
Kind of like your real life with basketball. No, I'm kidding.
It's not a lie.
Sis.
Yes.
You said you wanted to look specifically. Which would you like to look for first?
We're going to start with Chicklet.
Birdly. I don't remember what your modifier is. I'm sorry? Can anybody hear?
1, 2, 12.
Okay, 12. Sorry, you're cutting out really badly for me. I don't know if that's me or what.
Because I'm on the laptop.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I keep glancing over there and wondering why you're not moving. And then I did realize it's your picture.
Here, I'll try to emulate her. Anyways, okay, so Z, as you are going through, and you roll a grand total of a 30.
30?
30.
Oh, how did I roll a 3 if I have a 12?
30.
Oh!
You see, you're having the same problem. You roll so well that you are actually aware of the fact that Birdly has almost no influence in this town. In fact, the only people who have heard of her are people who are her rivals and competitors, because Apex Industries does a lot of weaving work, and this is actually a really big town for Zelios Drive Yards to go ahead and have its people work here. And because of the nature of what they do, working on airships, they're pretty skilled weavers by default, so most people just don't have a big need for that around here, right? Because you rolled so ludicrously high, I have to add something to this. So you also find out that she lived, you find out a bit of details about where she lives and how she lives. You also know that she has visited this town on several occasions in an attempt to try and convince people to let them open an Apex Assemblies outlet here, all of which have failed unanimously. Like, no one wants her here.
Okay.
That brings us back to you, Guido. I'm sorry, sis, were you saying something?
I was about to say, I'm also going to do one on Dudette's dad.
You know, we've only done 1 hour so far. Give me a break here. Oh, speaking of which.
I didn't know if we were doing them all at once.
No.
Swallow.
So Guido, it's your turn next. What would you like to do?
So did I go through all of the tabloids, or are there more?
I'll let you decide. It basically depends on how thorough you want to be about reading these sordid affairs and tales of aliens coming down, and this one person is born with 3 heads, and this person, you know, is actually secretly a desolate, you know, that kind of a thing.
Only 3 heads. That's sad.
Yeah, his 7-headed mother is very, very upset about this.
Mm.
So I'm assuming I can tell the true Drek from the potential, you know, there may be some hint of
I don't know,
truth.
you know, are talking about you, who it took like 40 minutes of being attacked by assassins to even know. You might not be able to tell the difference.
Well, hey, in his defense, he is an engineer. So
Speaking of which, you look up and you notice there's an arrow sticking out of your skull that just, you're not even sure when that happened.
And then a dwarf comes in, grabs it, and says, "That's mine."
Yes, excuse me.
And you just say, oh yeah, no problem.
It's not my fault.
Tell you what, Guido, I will make you roll to determine if you can do that. Flat wisdom.
Wisdom or intelligence?
Wisdom.
Oh, so with my wisdom modifier, that is an unnatural 20.
Oh, okay. Well then, yes. The actual there's 2. I'm going to even give you 2 things. First of all, you notice that some of there's an obvious difference in quality of the writing. In other words, some people who are writing this article are obviously writing it in just using random words. Some of the words don't actually make sense the way they're used. There's lots of, you know, general misuse of terms. Like one person likes to fling the word desolate out all over the place just to be sensational about it, right? However, there's other articles which are written by obviously a different type of pen entirely, different word style, different word choice, different sentence structure, and you can identify which author it is that's doing that, because it's not actually listed in the article, but you know, if you go flip to the very end, there's this tiny little thing that's like this big that says, oh, hey, you know, this article was done by Bob of Bobson.
Kind of like a bibliography.
Yeah. And so now you have identified which person was at least putting some kind of thought into their article.
Okay. So I'll start looking for the articles written by that person.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an int roll.
16.
16, all right. You do notice there's one story that is talking all about... the story itself is basically Drek, and you almost lose attention until something catches your eye. Because you're going through it and it's talking about how, oh, you know, the Raging Spines, which is one of the local Valsenball teams, is just completely... They're cheating in every match they're at, and they're fixing the matches, fligging money at the judges and so forth and so on, and it's just Drek until you get to this one little point that just kind of sticks in the back of your mind, and it mentions how, for some reason, several members of the Raging Spines have not been spotted at practice, and yet seem to be very skilled, and so it alludes, of course, that, you know, obviously these people are going off and not even trying to play, and not even trying to improve their practice, but given the fact that they're actually still winning and obviously still performing, it occurs to you that there's probably going to some kind of secret area to train. Or they have some kind of an edge. Or I can't think of anything else.
Okay.
What the heck is this? Guido. Or not Guido, sorry.
Well,
the other Guido.
Oh. Oh, thank you.
You now have your second hour to work with.
Okay. Well, I've been having kind of no luck. I keep being distracted, I guess. So just so excited that I can finally use one of my languages that I haven't in a long time.
Yeah, a lot of people are really surprised to see a gnoll speaking serpent. They're not sure what to make of that.
Yeah, I thought it'd be interesting because it wasn't one of the local tongues. So Just tell them I was talking with traders up there in Stonehold for years. But anyway, yeah, all right. It's not to lunchtime yet, so I'll still keep going around and see if I can just find any piece of conversation or anything like that that may give a clue to what's going on, since all I've heard about is the ball games.
Okay.
So
Roll it up.
okay,
And roll a 3, because that would be hilarious.
that'd be par for the course. Well, you didn't call it, but it's close. But since that's actually all right, it's a total of 15 gather information.
Okay, that's not too bad.
So I actually have a good bonus, but
We'll call that a medium. You do hear someone who is talking about whether or not they're going to get their invite. And as they're discussing it, it's pretty clear. They're like, oh, God, I haven't gotten an invite yet, and I really want to go, but I'm not sure I have the connections for it. And the other guy's like, yeah, I know, don't worry. I'll talk to some people. I'll try to get you in, okay? Because, and from this, you can infer the fact that whatever this occasion is they are attending, it is invite only. And you're going to have to go through some kind of circles in order to get in. You also hear, overhear, these people as they continue to chat with each other, and you're just kind of hanging out nearby. I'm assuming you're not leaping in, because that's going to make them shut up immediately.
no. not unless they're obviously done or something like that.
No,
I just would have shut up.
but no, after they talk for a bit, you also hear that one of them, a Moorsman, as it happens, is grumbling in Serpent about how irritated he is about the fact that all these non-show people are coming. Why in the world would they invite people from Alluvia, from Nevere, from frickin' Osteth to come to this event? I don't even understand that.
Push my newspaper up a little further.
All the mongrel races. No, he doesn't say that, but the tone is clear.
Right.
And then this baby shows up out of nowhere.
Oh. Okay. Well, he's talking. Did I kind of get an indication of when this event would be taking place? So I was going to check
This Friday.
This Friday. Okay. So I go to the classifiers of whatever equivalent they have here and see if they've got a big showcase or anything like that.
Nope.
Nope.
Literally
so
nothing.
It's really super invite only.
Yeah.
All right.
You got lucky to even hear that. And in fact, the only reason they did it, they were all speaking in Serpent, and they were speaking so freely because you're just a knoll. You're not going to have to tell what the hell they're saying.
They just feeding me sharp.
Okay.
No.
They just feeding me smarty.
Mittens, you are shedding. Wow.
Yeah, Mateus is too. Sis, it is your turn.
I'm going to spend an hour in a different area of town, just kind of wandering around, meandering. I'm doing a GI check on Daddy.
On Cardan. Cardan of Autumn Watcher. Wow. Well, that's a 19 after your modifier.
Oh, wow.
Um,
I don't even know he exists based off here since my last roll. You ready to head home?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Nothing. You don't hear anything about this guy even existing.
Do I hear anything else while I'm out and talking around?
That's not how a specific GI work checks.
I know, I'm just curious.
Lots of people are talking about the Valson Ball season that's about to start. It's starting in like 3 weeks. So a lot of people are pretty pumped about it. You also, hang on, you also learned that the local team for Lishao is the Raging Spines, and because you have an intellect of I don't care because it's good, you deduce from the way they are talking, nobody says this outright, but you deduce the fact that not every city, 'cause you've seen the world map, it's huge, there's cities everywhere. Not every city has a team. Only teams that are specifically given a writ to perform from the Count, personally, can perform. And that kind of sticks in the back of your mind, because you know how this works, and you know that this business in general doesn't run on money, it runs on favors.
Yeah.
So it's really, really likely that Burley was involved in getting or someone was involved, I'm just going to say Burley, because that's what you're thinking. Burley was involved in getting a writ for this city, And there's only really a couple of reasons why she would do that.
Does she want them?
So, that brings us back to Guido, and it is now 11 a.m. So, what's that to do, Guido?
I'm assuming at this point I've gone through all the tabloids.
There's one left.
Well, I can't leave it unread.
You could. I mean, it's just garbage, right?
Well, but a good researcher wouldn't.
That's
Fun with
true.
them.
That is true. Hang on. Go ahead and give me that roll. We'll go ahead and make it int to be nice.
Unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20. That's not as high as I was hoping. But
16 on the dice.
you hear someone across the way crying as if they're...
It's very distracting.
It is very distracting. You have... Hey! Stop that noise!
She's a baby, she can't help it! You're just not right, she's trying to now!
Here, I've got some
Turn
whiskey.
down that radio.
It's not a radio.
Actually, you
You
do
little
have...
Don't make me come over there, I've got a broom!
Actually, you do have some loogie and ale with you, don't you? Or am I misremembering?
Oh yeah, I could provide that.
Here! Give this to
I'm
her.
not baby Louie and Ella, you crazy one drop of that'll get a full-grown mite drunk!
It'll knock her out.
It will, for days, probably.
Then you hear really loud banging on your door. It sounds like it's probably someone with a broom.
Damn it, I'm trying to read in here!
I just imagine you burst in there, and you know those conspiracy theory walls where they have notes to everything and lines everywhere? Guido's made up the room like that.
And all of them traced to a baby.
Yes.
Like right here. He is the cause. So, okay, I'm going to give you something, but I have to decide what. Because I was kind of hoping... I was actually genuinely hoping you'd get higher than that. Okay. Okay. You... Let me think of how to phrase this.
Let me add
Bye.
my awareness for search.
Search. I must search this tabloid thoroughly. Hang on, let me... Okay, there we go. Hang on, let's see.
Secret messages, you never know.
No, actually,
You
what
have
you...
search.
Okay. You do see a story that is about the tragedies of the Adventurers Guild. And the story starts off, and it kind of catches your eye because it's by that one person you already know, right? And it starts off talking about how the Adventurers Guild is basically collapsed. Several outlets are completely closed down. A lot of people have lost their jobs. Basically, no one's hiring adventurers, especially with the wars now on. So, you know, it's just tragic what's happened to the Adventurers Guild, but, you know, it is hopeful that we'll be able to figure out some way to employ these poor, you know, ex-adventurers who once did so many things to help us and take care of us. And many of them have been seen here in Lieshau in recent weeks, in full regalia and full armor, no less. And so it is hopeful that these people are here to try and seek service amongst the proud and wonderful Show Empire military in order to defend our interests against the horribly evil Nevere Confederacy.
Dun dun dun!
Shut up over there!
Make
What's
get that
really
broom.
funny is right after I did that, Jaina goes, "Ka ka ka."
Wow.
The baby is evil.
I've been telling you this.
She does that. She can't say count yet, but she goes ah 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 anytime she sees him.
Nice. Okay.
All right. I'm actually gonna have to pause for a second. You guys can keep going without me, but I have to make the transition to the car.
Okay.
So I'm muted for a little while, and then I'll drop.
Okay.
Right.
Wait, actually, you're over here, aren't you? Snarg.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm a little bit excited now because this is like the very first lead I've had all day.
You were doing terrible, by the way. Like, tabloids, here, read these. It'll be great.
I've
Hey.
2s, 3s, and 4s.
Oh my god. Hey, what do you got for me?
Well, like, okay, so this is a secret invite. There's people excited about it, and it's not public, so I'm assuming that the higher ups are going to be there. Yeah, we might be able to meet some of the people that we're looking for because they're the bigwigs. Yeah. Now, where do we go to find out more information about what's going on? Maybe
The hot dog stand.
Close.
No. Okay.
I know what fancy people always do before they go to these big fancy parties. They get new clothes.
Okay.
So, I'm heading back towards the hotel because it's getting around noon.
Mm-hmm.
But along the way, I'd like to browse some of the clothing and tailoring shops and see if there's any maybe higher ups in there getting some new clothing for what might be the big upcoming event in a few days.
All right. Roll it with advantage for that idea because I like that.
Okay. GI.
GI.
Okay. All right. All right. 27.
Wow.
Well, that isn't hit the highest category. However, I will definitely give you some info for that.
That's as high as I can go. So.
Really? That was a 20?
Yeah.
You suck. No, okay. You find out a fairly decent amount of information in your searches. First of all, you find out that the local Valsenball team is basically really looking like they're going to be going far this season. They might even make regional because they've got this new hotshot, right? Now, you don't know anything about him. Or her, actually, for that matter.
Right. But he's the kid.
Yeah, he's the wait, hang on, let me do the crane thing here. But he's waxing on and he's waxing off, and as a result of that, they're basically a top pick for winning this year. Everyone's pretty excited about that because Li Shao's team, the Raging Spines, hasn't won ever, actually.
Okay.
Next thing you hear is that you encounter a disturbingly large amount of people that you can identify, without even having to roll for it, as ex-adventurers. Because there's always a specific look to that kind of a person, right?
Right.
A lot of them are attending a lot of places to get clothes, formal clothes.
Kind of weird.
You also determine that there is a famous ex-Blue Sentinel who is apparently in town and has just reached here yesterday, actually.
Okay. Well, is that about all I know about him?
Yeah, no name, no anything, just famous ex-Blue Sentinel.
Okay.
And then Sis gets one final roll to ask about a son who she doesn't know his name or anything about him whatsoever, other than the fact that he's a Lord Elf.
Hi, I'm looking for someone's son.
Actually, not going to ask about the sun.
Okay.
I'm going to spend my final specific GI check looking into these games.
Oh.
Specifically going toward underhanded things behind it. Not mentioning this ticklet thing. I don't want to pull up the records, so I don't hear it.
Okay.
But, trying to figure out a connection for father and maybe some dubious dealings therein.
Okay, makes sense. You rolled a 19 on the dice.
Ooh.
And I have a plus 12.
You have a plus 12, which is actually enough for what I like to call the holy crap category of information. I have it categorized. I've got low, medium, high, super high, and holy crap.
Early.
But you asked so specifically, I gotta think about this now. I'm gonna go ahead and say that you have enough information to piece together the fact that there's this new young hotshot called Keldemir of Autumn Watcher. He is a Lord Elf who only joined the Raging Spines at the end of last season, okay?
Okay.
He's really good. Like, he is surprisingly good. at Valsenball. He does way too good at it. He's actually, I thought I split the specific role he has too. No, I guess I didn't. Oh no, he is. He's their chief runner specifically, which is the equivalent of whatever Harry was on in Harry Potter. I can't actually remember. I don't know Quidditch that well.
Seeker?
Seeker.
Seeker. Yeah, that's it.
It's the equivalent. It's a very equivalent kind of role to Seeker. And by the way, Z knows about Valsenball because she's Z.
Oh shit! Because it's me.
Because she's Z. You also you also determined that the team was actually the writ was only given to Li Shao 2.5 years ago, right?
Okay.
And in addendum to that, you also learn that there's this one. Well, I'm trying to think how best to put this. The local team had a stadium donated to it 1 year ago, and there's like no information as to where that came from.
Okay.
I mean, there's like this isn't me being mean. The point is there is no paper trail. They don't know where the money and funding came for this whole brand new stadium for the Li Shao Raging Spines, but it happened, and
I am assuming that there is a lot of speculation and rumors going around about it.
oh, tons, and I could list a few dozen, but they'd all be rumors. The most prevailing theory, though, and I'll go ahead and tell you this because I guess this is relevant, is the fact that it was actually being done by the undermarket.
Okay, I'm actively involved in the undermarket. Did I hear any undertones of that while I was in it?
Let's decide on a totally random dice roll. You have to pick a number between 1 and 20, and then if this is within 3 of that, I'll give it to you. Pick.
7.
What was it?
7.
7, okay. This is an 18.
Whoa.
Ouch! I am wounded. No, you never heard anything about this.
Okay. But the very fact that you made me roll has me questioning.
No metagaming.
I'm not. It has the player's wheels turning. Is that better?
Okay. Now I'm going to go and update this as we move forward to noon and everyone comes back at the inn, which oh crap, I meant to... Okay. Yeah.
Can Guido metagame since he's a metahuman?
No. You are also a metahuman.
As am I.
He's actually wearing the shirt.
That is true.
We are mutants.
It is now noon, and the three of you reconvene at your inn, the Hungry Harpy, which is currently serving diced blind eel with deep salts and mineral mead.
What the heck is mineral mead?
You could try some.
I'm well versed in alcohols. I probably know.
You've never actually heard of this in your alcoholic nature before.
Ah, well, I have enough knowledge of alcohol that maybe I can ascertain some information about it before I drink it.
You go and you're like, what the heck is
made
this?
Is it mead made with the
Salt.
mineral water instead of regular, like, purified water?
No, actually, it is in fact a non-alcoholic sweet water, basically.
Oh. But
And they put a rock in it.
makes it taste better, I've heard.
Yeah. They insist that it does.
I need to reconnect.
As you're going through the inn,
Yes.
you hear lots of people chattering about last winter's fires weren't an accident. They were started by a drunken miscast spell of a careless traveler who was a gnoll, and they all kind of look at you.
I'm wearing like 3 swords. I'm probably not wizard. Like, you know, I didn't change professions, not me.
So you make it back to your room, and you see Guido, and absolutely nothing happens at all.
Okay. So, assuming Z joins us as well shortly.
Z is literally right behind you. Didn't even notice her.
Oh, okay. Oh, I mean,
Good morning.
well, it's afternoon now, but I know what you mean.
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm quite distracted by this notification that I just got. A voice talking in my head asking about my career.
Suddenly, third, you hear a voice in your head saying, "Oh crap! I can't think of the name of it." Would you like to hear about Harry Krishna?
Trying to respond to an email on her phone. She'll be right back.
Is it Harry Krishna? I don't remember what it is.
All right. Oh, natural 20 in initiative.
Oh god.
I hit myself in the head. No.
All right. Well, wait a
And
moment.
then I shave it. No.
Then you should. Would you like to receive the blessings of the Empire?
All right.
You're in the
I
room.
sneak up behind Snarg and say, hello.
Hello. Maybe we should get some lunch and we can tell each other what we found out. So I've found a couple things.
Like I said, they're
yes.
diced blind eel
Get
right
some
now.
snacks, take them up to the room.
This place is fascinating with seafood. Oh well.
They also have what they call crunchy critters.
Crunchy critters.
Yeah, that's the only description you get.
I'd like to roll knowledge history to see if I know what a crunchy critter might be.
Okay, so what they do is this is actually a local delicacy. They actually go out and chop off tiny bits of thrush and cook it. In fact, they
is it
specific that depends on your opinion. They specifically deep fry it.
What's
It's
it
said,
taste like?
well, it's said to have a very unusual consistency, like that of, let's go ahead and
Oh.
say snake, if
I'll
you ever
pass
had
on the
that.
crunchy critter.
And it's very sweet too, almost unsettlingly so. And when you eat it, you get little. There's a very, 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 very minor hallucinogenic property to it. You get to see visions for just a little bit as it's going through, which is theorized to be bits and pieces of the thrush's collective memory flushing through you as you consume it.
Yeah, I'll pass on that thing.
Oh. I'm just curious. Did you tell me that? Because otherwise I just think it's like critter bits.
That's a good question.
If you ask me about getting critter bits, I will just kind of make this horrified, gagging face at you.
What? I mean, you don't leave any part of the animal to waste.
and you know, order myself something extremely different, like salad.
Because, I mean, to me, a bunch of critter bits sounds like something back home, as opposed to a bunch of eel. You know, just saying.
Okay, Dana, come on. Mommy's got to put you in the car seat. Can you put your toy up? Good job.
Guido, would you
Yeah,
like
ow.
some
Yeah,
crunchy
good
critter
job.
bits?
Here, carry this.
I
Okay.
think I would like some crunchy
Come on,
critter
hold
bits.
this, hold this.
Awesome. I was hoping you would.
No.
Snarg, are you having some too?
Yeah, I mean, I may be a bit surprised when I actually get it, but...
Well, like I said, it tastes really sweet, and that's all that happens for the moment.
All right.
Otherwise, I'm out. It's up to you guys now because you've got your information.
Okay. So I sit down, eat a little bit, and said, "Well, there's a bunch of stuff going on about this Valsenbach. I don't know what that's all about, but found out something kind of interesting. This Friday, there's apparently some big shindig that a bunch of higher ups, or maybe not even higher ups, are going to. Invite only. I've got a feeling that there's something odd going on. There's a bunch of I saw a bunch of ex-adventurers getting some new dreads on, and they may be going to this thing. I don't know. It's there's a lot of ex-adventurers around here. As a matter of fact, there's an ex-Blue Sentinel I heard walked into town here. So it's kind of odd. I didn't find anything out about our guy, unfortunately, but that's what I got.
Oh, don't worry. I've got you covered there. Car
Huh?
keys. I said, don't worry. I've got you covered there.
Oh,
And
good.
I've got this new thing that it's really cool. I couldn't help picking up this little trinket. They're called car keys. Supposedly, they, you know, oh God, it's raining.
Yeah, by the way, it's
Like
raining.
pouring. Okay. Glasses off. Glasses not tucked in with the daughter. That just seems like a horribly bad idea.
You can do it, sis. I believe in you.
Oh,
Run!
it's cold.
Run!
It's supposed to freaking snow tonight, by the way.
Awesome.
Ugh.
So, Snarg just info dumped.
Right.
I info dump.
You,
Like 100%.
okay.
All right. So, hang on. What exactly is Valsenball?
Well, Z.
Info dump.
No. I was actually kind of hoping you'd just make up something totally randomly.
But kind of mixed in with Quidditch. You know, I don't know how good you are with popular media and all, but like instead of having 7 different balls, they have like some square rocks and stuff. And there's this one football shape, you know, like American football shape ball that kind of has a will of its own and goes flying everywhere. And that's the one that the runner has to catch. But you see, it's more difficult than that because once you put your hands on it, there's a bunch of different little scorpions inside, and they all just start stinging you.
That sounds great! Why was it before?
Wow.
What? I'm driving!
I can see why it's popular.
Whoever invented this game should be shot.
Well, that's...
And the whole point of the game is to capture the other team's flag.
Well, then why is there a ball? With scorpions in it? I don't... Oh my god.
I call bull.
Nope. It's canon now. It's canon.
Wait, there's a cannon in this too?
Yes, the cannon is what shoots the Valsen ball at the runners.
Ah.
Because they secretly want them to get them just violently, you know.
I've been shot by a cannon before.
See, the thing is, if the ball actually hits the runner, then it explodes, sending the scorpions, you know.
Exactly! Because, see, the whole point, the runner gets the ball to get it away from other people. That's what their job is. They're not trying to seek it like it's the goal. Their defense.
They're the beaters, okay?
And the goal is to, if they get the ball, they try to get it to the other team so they can get showered with scorpions.
One year, one team really disappointed the spectators so they actually went for the objective.
Yeah, there's this one year where the match was like 3 minutes.
Like, they went for the flag?
What the? The ball's right there! What are you doing? It's called Valsen ball, hello! Oh my god. That is so not canon. Valsen ball.
Well, no, it's tradition. You know?
Actually, hey, oh crap. I can't remember the name of it. Hang on, I gotta look this up. Flux. Have either of you ever played Flux?
Flux?
Say I have.
Oh god, no, give me my debit
You're actually
card
kind
back.
of missing out. Flux is pretty awesome. Okay, so that stand. It's a lot like the game Flux, which is a game. It's a card game in real life, which I'm going to plug here. You play it. You have different types of cards, but the point is, the rules start out like this: you draw a card, you play a card, you move on, right? That's it. Those change instantly because every card changes the rules of the game.
Okay.
Hence the term, hence the name of the game, Flux. So, you know, in order to win the game, now you have to do this. Now you have to play your entire hand every turn. Now you draw 3 cards. Now any card that's played that is of this type actually goes into the discard pile immediately. You know, etc., 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 etc. It's actually a lot of fun.
Taco Bell or Chick-fil-A?
Taco Bell.
Okay.
Now, based on that, that's kind of how the sports game plays. There's a lot of different literal magical balls, the actual Valsen balls. When each one is tagged, it will send up a big old firework into the sky, which will put out a banner. Now, that's just for the sake of the audience, so they know what just changed, because each one of these balls throughout the whole field changes the rules like that, right? The players themselves have to be very disciplined because they have to know what each ball means. Now, they're color-coded, and there's a couple other ways you can tell, too. But the point is they can coordinate very quickly. Okay, for example, you hit this ball, and now contact is no longer allowed. If you put hands on any other player, you're out. That kind of a thing. And some of them can change the goal. Some of them can strategically change the goal. Etc. It's that kind of a thing, but there's one final nit, and that's the fact that you can't see a Valsen ball unless you're within 3 feet of it. So you can't just say, well, I know there's a ball over there that's going to change it so that whoever has the lowest score wins, so we wait until we're behind, then we catch that. You can't do that. You have to literally roam, and the field is huge. Football field huge, at least.
Quidditch style?
Or Quidditch style, yeah. It is also fully three-dimensional, too. They actually...
Like broomsticks?
Oh, no, they don't... No. What I actually mean by that is there are levels to it. And there are ways to get up and down, staircases, poles, that kind of a thing. A few ropes, bridges, that kind of a thing. Which can
Are the floors like...
Unless while the ball changes that.
Unless the ball changes it, because there are some rule changes, for example, that can allow you to do damage to the terrain. So you can strategically cut off access to an area if you wanted to. There's some rule changes. This is a sport I made up a while ago, by the way. It's not obvious. I didn't just come up with this on the fly. I really wish I could play it in real life.
Did you come up with it specifically for Darren?
No, admittedly not. I did come up with it for Elemente, because that was my original, masterpiece campaign. But anyway, so yeah, there's different layers, and if you could picture it like almost a glass bowl kind of a situation here, and the audience is all around like this, and there's barriers on the thing, so they can't leave the ground. But the point being, no matter where you're at in the seats, you at least have some chance of seeing all the different levels of what's going on right now. The runner specifically, his job, according to the default rule set, is he is supposed to try and go get to the other team
catch the scorpion football.
And catch the scorpion football that doesn't exist, because he's been doing a lot of drugs lately, and he really shouldn't be doing that. So he gets the football, and he's like, scorpions, scorpions! And he's actually just sitting there, and there's like daffodils on him.
His entire purpose is to educate children on the fact that you shouldn't take drugs.
He's the halftime entertainment.
He lives on a diet of crunchy critters and nothing else.
Here comes Dopey Dan for our halftime show.
Yeah, he right before the match, he's just got a big old platter, and he's like, "Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. 30 seconds. Okay. Oh god. Oh god."
I laugh. I've actually been to a baseball game so much of that crap.
Oh, anyways. Excuse me. I'm sorry, there's two unique things about the runner. The first is they're allowed to use magical items. They have to be screened first. There's all sorts of rule sets, which I'm not going to bore you with, but there's pretty strict regulations of what's allowed. They can use magical items. There is a Valsen ball that changes it so you can give those magical items to someone else, but the only person who walks into the field with magical items are the runners. Custom woven in almost all cases, by the way. Kind of like how, just to use an example, how baseball players pretty much insist they have to have a bat that's exactly to their specifications. That kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So.
I'm assuming it's one of those things where the teams are always trying to just squeeze past the rules and get that extra inch out.
Yeah, exactly. And so the rules kind of change every year. Like Formula One is actually a better example of that, to accommodate that. And the other job of the runner is their job is to get to wherever the other enemies, to find where the other enemy has hidden their specific Valsen ball. Because there are 2 Valsen balls, one for each team. They actually get a chance to decide before the match even begins where it should be placed in the area. And then it'll be placed there. Only members of the other team can find it, see it, and of course they have to be within 3 feet, just like with all Valsen balls. Getting that and getting it back to wherever
members of the team that are aligned to it can't actually see the ball?
Correct. They also can't interact with it. That's a rule that was put into place later to prevent people from moving it. There is a Valsen ball rule change. Yeah. There's a Valsen ball rule change on the fly that was added in after the fact that allows you to see your own and move your own. which can make it kind of a a cat and mouse kind of a situation, depending on how the match is going. But anyways, the point is you get the other team's Valsen ball, take it back to the gate, and there's 2 gates right here, pretty obvious. That's a point for you, pretty simple. And that's Valsen ball.
Okay.
And so the fact that
And
he's
the
a
match is how
runner,
many points?
the initial default for match is 20 points.
Wow.
That can change, of course.
Okay. So that's it's a weird game.
Hey.
Yeah, there's a lot of...
Look, I kicked a ball around in the dirt where I'm from.
Well, they're doing the same. Well, no, they're not. There's dirt on some of the levels, okay? Oh, by the way, there's 2 other subtleties here, which I'm going to point out just in case you guys aren't thinking about them. No offense. I know it's been a long day for everybody. One, those stadiums are expensive, as I just described.
I bet they're one huge magic item, aren't they?
Yeah, it is. That is actually very accurate. It is essentially one. It's the same kind of process that goes into making an airship. Every single bolt in an airship is woven, right? It's all a magic item. You just put it together in the right way. So that's exactly the same thing with these stadiums. So that's a big deal. It's also part of why not every team participates, is because some places just can't afford to. Second point is, as I described, the runner is pretty much the most demanding job and has to use lots of custom magical items. And in case you forgot, Apex Assemblies built itself off of
he
weaving.
needs sponsors out the wazoo.
Yeah, you get it.
Okay.
Again, kind of like Formula One in that take, because it's expensive.
Do they? This sounds kind of like a silly question, but I'm generally curious. Do they wear advertisements?
Actually, yes.
Okay.
The advertisements they wear are really weird, though, because it's like this. They have sort of a projected illusion written onto them, written into their clothes, I should say. And so every so often, it's usually a period of it's been like 5 minutes or something like that, they will project an image of that ad to anybody who happens to be looking at that player at that time.
So they have like professional ad watchers, like, okay, now look away.
Well, a lot of people do that, but when I say ad, when I say ad, I don't
And
mean
now we're
like.
going to look at Johnny D because F is, he's adding.
I don't mean a full advert, by the way. I mean just a logo,
Yeah.
So it's literally only a second. So generally you don't have a chance to look away, but some players will actually, be doing this, or some spectators, will be doing this because screw those ads, man.
I know, right?
Freaking things. I saw one. Damn it. I'm never buying your product.
Okay, so it's a big thing in this town.
Huge. As big as
Oh.
football was in Kansas City.
Kansas City's
As big as gambling was in Vegas.
okay.
Is that better?
Yes.
I'm trying to think of cities I know that have big things, and I'm like,
As big as potatoes are in Iowa
Are they big in Iowa?
or Idaho.
Are they big in Idaho?
I failed.
They're really big. About that big.
Oh,
As big as skiing is in Aspen.
Oh, God.
What? It works.
It does. It does.
All right. So, all right, but what does this have to do with the guy you were looking for? Z.
I info jumped, so I told you that Miss Chicklet Mama bought the stadium, built the stadium for free.
Well, you suspect she did.
Well, I think.
Yeah.
Wait, she provided the stadium, yet she still doesn't have a way into the city?
Oh.
That's kind of weird.
That's how much they don't like her. No,
Yeah.
it's not weird at all because this town is founded off of her rival, Lover's company, right?
The Lover part is unconnected.
Right?
There's
Lover
just
Dude doesn't own the rival company? I thought Lover Dude did own the rival company.
no. You actually found almost nothing out about Lover Dude. In fact, I believe you actually found literally nothing out about him. But Zelios Drive Yards is the company that has a huge presence in Lishao.
There. Word.
Or XDY, if you prefer.
All right.
All right, so Guido, you're the only one who hasn't shared so far. Unfortunately, Guido immediately starts coughing up a lung.
I stop eating the crunchies immediately.
I told you not to touch the crunchy critter bit.
Whether you like them or not is up to you, but like I said, very sweet meat. If you've ever had anything like that. I liken it to snake, personally.
I haven't had snake.
I've never had snake.
Okay, so the Raging Spines, this local team, apparently there's some talk about how good they are, despite not really practicing.
Yeah. I heard about this new rookie player that they brought in that is just, he's an absolute rookie. Nobody knows where he came from, and he is just unnaturally good. It's
And they never practice.
They're finding these days.
Wait, so you're saying they're cheating?
Possibly.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad I brought some good material.
All I got about that was a whole bunch of conspiracy theorists who, well, they didn't really seem to make a whole lot of sense. And then there was that one idea that stuck with me that all I heard was that it stuck with me, and I don't actually remember what it is. So I'm going to turn back to the pre-recorded message so we can regurgitate it.
I don't remember. Does anyone else remember? What stuck with you?
God.
I got nothing.
Let's see. You found out that she wasn't in the area. You found out about the stadium, which was weird. You found out that the undermarket.
But I found out something specifically about the team. It was in my last GI check.
About the team? About the fact that they'd never won before, and they were only commissioned. No, they were only commissioned 2.5 years ago. They only got the stadium a year ago. People think they're going to start winning since they just got the new guy for this season. The most prevailing rumor was that the undermarket was involved. Was that it?
Oh, yeah. I think that's the part that was supposed to stick with me.
The most prevailing rumor was that the undermarket had decided to intervene in a clandestine fashion.
Do you want to hear this again? Yes.
The undermarket had apparently intervened clandestine mashin Ferris Kairotaiskvanayamanask.
Hey.
Sorry,
Bastard.
I forgot to turn the subtitles. The subtitles got turned off there for a second. Hold on. Let's re-roll the tape with the English subtitles on this time.
What you believe, given the circumstance, is that the undermarket might be involved.
Now, I don't know about the undermarket being involved, but, I mean, you guys, you kind of dealt with a little bit of that kind of stuff, so you know that that's not... it wouldn't be unnatural for one individual who's not really that big of a player. I mean, I'm pretty well known, but I'm not really that big of a player, so it really wouldn't be all that unnatural for there to be things that I hadn't heard of, you know, just to say that, and... I mean, all of the other ideas just seem really ludicrous, but I haven't been able to figure out who in the undermarket would care.
So, question. If the undermarket did assist with this, could Bonebreaker potentially get us tickets?
Maybe. I mean, we might be able to call on a favor. He and I have been info swapping fairly recently. I can try and contact him and see if I couldn't get him to work some back counts, or at least give me some info on where I might be able to get some. I might be able to get us into that event too, Snark. Do you have any idea what it's about?
I don't know. All I know is that there's a bunch of show and also ex-adventurers maybe going to it.
Okay. Brother, can I history roll to see if I know, or politics roll to see if I know anything about what's going on with this?
You don't suppose you remember what either of those were off the top of your head?
No, but you should have a link to my character sheet. You've opened it before.
Right.
And it is open.
Uh-oh. Guido got dropped.
Did he?
Yeah.
He did? Oh, crap, yeah. That's really obvious now. Well,
I mean, he could just be suddenly captaining the ship, but
All of a sudden.
Guido teleports the whole
Just out of nowhere, Guido is on his ship with his hat, just like, hey, what's up, guys? Still here, what's up?
Yeah, that was weird.
Hi, Guido.
Hey, welcome back. How was your ship trip?
It was refreshing.
Awesome. I hope that helped.
I have no video of you, Arch.
yeah, me neither.
I see myself.
You're currently frozen.
You should probably disconnect and reconnect, brother.
Right. Okay, we're back. We've had 73 issues now. Having technical difficulties, dictionary difficulties, things taken out of context difficulties. It's been an interesting evening, but
That never happens in a D&D game.
no, it never does ever. That's not why.
This is why we should totally do one of these live.
No, because that would be terrifying, especially when we.
Wait, is my camera still like way down? Do I need to up it again?
No, you're fine. Now, well, okay. Now you're like here. I'll approximate. Now you're like this. Okay, now you're like this.
74 coming up.
There. Okay, now you're like this. Stop fiddling with it. It's fine. So as I was saying,
My fish got away because of you.
Z was just saying that her fish got away because she desperately wants to go translate up to Bonebreaker, no clan name given, in order to try and get some context to get into whatever this shindig is that you don't even know what it is.
Why don't we do some more information gathering? It's only lunchtime.
Maybe no tabloids
But
this time.
lunchtime is the best time to meet up with Bonebreaker.
Well, do you know where he's going to be?
Yeah, he goes to the same place for lunch every day.
Yes, he goes to the...
I'm not kidding. There's this little orc girl who,
Her name is Thresh.
I don't turn that way, but she's something else, and he's got a thing for her.
Her name's Thresh.
Oh, her name's Thresh.
Well, if you think he'd be willing to help and you think you could get in there and get out safely, go
Well,
for
I
it.
think, in this kind of situation, he'd at least know. He might not be able to, I don't have the pull maybe to get that favor from him, but he'd probably know where we could go to get the tickets.
Okay.
Or not go to get the tickets, but, who to contact.
Invitation.
Weasel our way in.
Interesting.
So, if
Okay.
you think he's... Did you want anyone to go with you, or...
Well, unless you want to expose Mr. Guido, who can't. I'm going to Holtberg. He can't really disguise himself, and unless you want to be mistaken for, one of us, then I kind of figured I'd do this one on my own. I know the undermarket, streets they're like the back of my hand.
All right. Well, you can go do that, and I guess we can try to find out more about what's going on here.
All right.
Just hurry back. When do you think you'll be back?
Sometimes he's, not real talkative during lunch, so it might be an after lunch meeting, but at least I'll know where to find him.
All right. We're not going to be able to come get you if something happens. So that you know.
Oh, hey, I can take care of myself. Don't worry about it.
Technically, you could try.
Well, fast.
I actually meant Guido can translate.
Oh.
But he's a little less experienced at it. And you're not sure where she's going to be in a metropolis the size of a state, so...
So I'm really familiar with that wall that I was staring at when I was attacked by the ninjas.
You are. It's right there.
I could translate to that.
You could. My actual point is that getting there is not the hard part. Finding her is the hard part.
Right.
Well, you know what? We'll leave that for Plan Z. Get it? Okay.
But
You lose one charisma.
All right. Well, let's finish lunch.
Okay. Now, real quick. I would like Third to decide whether or not you're actually going to be Why did I say third? Guido. I would like you to decide if you're going to continue sitting in your room doing nothing, or if you're getting a little cabin feverish.
Well, I was actually going to ask Snarl to see if he could get some different newspapers.
Less tabloidish.
Right.
Maybe
Maybe
that's
pick up
a
some
little-
legitimate publications.
What do you think,
But
third?
it says legitimate. Oh, okay.
It does say legitimate. In fact,
It
the actual
does.
name of one of them is the legitimacy. It's actually spelled wrong.
I mean, isn't it illegal to lie about that kind of thing? All right. Well, I can pick up something else. Sure.
But yes, once the research is done, I'm going to start pacing.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and say you're pacing now, because you have nothing to do right now, and you've already finished your
Okay.
meal. And third, you may take that as a sign to go do something now, or you may just kind of watch him. It's up to you.
I'll go, and I see he's getting impatient, so I'll go and start getting him some better reading material.
Roll.
All right.
Int.
Listen. Intelligence. Okay. That is a 10.
So you pick up more tabloids.
No. Okay. Guido. Third. Snarg
back
comes
with
back.
cooking magazines.
Snarg comes back with a bunch of comic books.
Wait.
One of them's called Mr. Legitimate. And his power is he can like rewarp reality and change laws on the fly. And so he can make things legitimate. He's this great guy who like rewrites laws to make criminals get caught, basically. It's really exciting. It's very popular in the area.
Yeah, I saw these, and I figured, you look kind of bored. But there's also some about the local players in here as well.
Previously used potion.
There is a previously used potion ad in here.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend purchasing from that particular.
Oh, you don't like it?
I asked
I can't
for
see Guido.
newspapers.
Right.
The hell are you bringing me?
I've been waiting to use this.
What is that? What is that?
Suppose.
What is it though? I can't even tell.
The pose.
Char.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh my
Alright.
god,
All right.
got
you
some
make that
Final Fantasy
yourself,
Mystic
Snark?
Quest things going on here.
All right. Yeah. I guess this is your thing. So I'll go and try. I'll find some other stuff.
Just noticed this. Okay, one more interroll. You have a +1 circumstance bonus on this one.
It's +4 then. That's an 8.
Now, you actually come back with all the tourist pamphlets that were in the hotel lobby. Most of them are about the Valsenball thing.
You might actually get some good information from that, Guido.
They just had these out in display there.
You seem really impatient.
It said good information on the side.
Okay.
It did.
You read this. Learn about ball.
Guido. How about this? I'll go down to the newsstand and pick some stuff up before I go to Holtberg, okay? Just be patient for a little while. I'll be right back. I'll hit the library for you.
Hey, all right, sure. I'll read up on it.
Roll in.
Is he already leave?
No, she hasn't left it. You're still eating.
Mine is an unnatural 20.
An unnatural 20. Okay.
Do I get a +1 to circumstance?
No.
Aww.
You come back with the only local newspaper that there is.
Sorry. I'm sorry. The thought just popped in my head. How many notes does it take to get a newspaper?
1, 3.
3 strikes, you're out.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay.
Oh, okay.
You come back with a copy
I was
of
like, hey, that's all you had to ask for.
of the Lishao Tribune.
No, I get back in and Star goes, oh, so that's what a newspaper is.
Like we had newspapers. It's just.
I just lost my fish.
Look, I'll just learn about this sport.
Or, by the way, while I was there, I picked up a book. It's called, what's the sports name again?
Valsenball.
Valsenball for Dummies, and I handed it to Snarg.
Oh, thanks.
There's actually no words in the whole thing. It's all diagrams and pictures.
All right, I'll start studying that.
Okay, roll int.
It doesn't matter what it is. As soon as you say roll, you know it's going to be low.
Wait. Roll stealth.
You are no longer
Wait, you actually have stealth in this character.
I do. It's not going to matter, though.
Roll knowledge arcana. I'm kidding. Just roll in.
It's a 17.
Okay. You have no idea what this book is on about.
Oh, all right.
You know there are Valsenballs involved.
And you kind of get the idea that a Valsenball is a ball.
Except it's actually not, which is funny. Z, would you like to go first, or would you like them to go first?
I kind of know what's going to happen to me, so
Let's pick.
I'll go ahead and go first and get it out the way.
You translate to the...
I have to roll. Hold on. It's a 14. Do I get spotted?
No, actually, because I assumed you were translating to your particular spot, which you've always translated to, which is the warehouse. But
you always make me roll.
That is
if
true.
I roll 1, then I get spotted regardless.
That is true, you're right. However, unfortunately, you do see a small family of rats which are gathering in a funeral dirge for the one fallen rat that has been squished.
I cast Fireball on them.
Z, you're in the Hidden Vale now. What do you do? You pay attention to me for 3 seconds.
I'm going to look for... Sorry, I was trying to decide which artifact set to apply that guppy fish to. I'm going to the restaurant where I know... assuming it's the correct time of day, to where I know Bonebreaker will be.
Alright, you get there. Thresh is there herself, actually. Looking lovely as always. She actually has a really nice outfit on today.
I take a look around.
He
look
is
for Bone.
totally not there. I'm not even going to make you roll for it. He's really obvious. He stands out in a crowd.
So I'm actually going to ask Thresh, because I kind of get the feeling she has a thing for him, too.
Okay.
Where has she seen him today?
No, gosh, I haven't seen him in a while now. I forget. It's been several days at least. He stopped coming by at about... Oh, shoot, what day would that have been? You know what, hang on. I actually gotta look at the date really quick. Oh, no, it's right there. I haven't seen him since the 1st. It's been like 2 weeks.
Remind me again, did anything significant happen on the 1st?
There were these assassin attacks on Coulson's niece and Rory's family, and then
I was not here during that time. Guido, Snarg, did you guys share that with me?
Oh, sure. I mean, I was actually part of the assassin. I wasn't part of the assassins. I was there during the assassination attempt on Coulson's niece.
Also, Z, I thought you were present during that day because you got on the boat with them when they went south.
I did, but they never shared... I wasn't aware if they shared it with me. I know I wasn't present to have anything to do with the fighting and such whatnot.
Okay.
Well, it came up during like a couple sessions ago, like very directly. So
yeah. Regardless, that was what happened on the 1st. That event, and then you left Holtberg, heading south for show territory.
I'm gonna nod. I'm gonna say, okay. Well, I hope something hasn't happened to him. I'm gonna go check around and see if if I can find sign of him.
She says, I'm not too worried. He can take care of himself. I just, I wish he'd come by a little more often, that's all.
Yeah.
Maybe kind of say hi and get some What is that? Get some
Pickleberry tea?
Well, no, he really likes poached duck, and I do it in just a special little way, and with apple cider glaze. I'm boring you. Go ahead. I'll just...
I'm sure he's fine. He'll be back. Don't worry.
Okay, okay. So you leave.
I leave.
Roll perception. Or awareness, excuse me. You know what I mean.
Oh my god. I'm not even going to look to see what my awareness is. I got a 1.
Okay. Where are you going next?
I'm going my usual sneaky route. I'm actually going to go to the tea shop, pick up a few things, and then...
You're going to go shopping?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't be seen getting into the places that I'm going into. So I'm going to go to the tea shop, do a little bit of shopping, but I'm not going to enter through the tea shop like I normally would. I'm actually going to head over to the other side of town where Miss Grand Weaver is, or Archweaver.
Well, obviously
I
that
forget her
shop
name.
has shut down now, as you know she left.
I was curious
along
to
with
see
her
if
family.
anybody had taken over it.
No, it is still abandoned. It has a strange rune over it and a sign which basically marks it as, do not disturb kind of a thing, but you know how to get by those.
Is anybody around?
Well, yeah, there's hundreds of people around.
Is anybody paying attention to me?
It will be a stealth roll, is what I'm telling you.
Can I use my ring?
Yeah.
I'd like to duck around a corner, use my ring, and then pop back in. What? Just picked up some pearl barley out of the water?
Okay, so you get some pearl barley in the alleyway.
I fished it up.
And it smells really rancid, like kind of saltwatery, Roll. I still need a flat int roll from you, though. Or knowledge arcana, if you prefer. If you have
16.
it. Okay, that's enough. You get in.
Woo!
The place is, of
I knew
course,
I was doing it.
pretty abandoned. There's the entrance where it should be over there.
Any signs of habitation or anything over there?
None.
Okay. I'm just gonna kind of go my way into the Vale again.
You're in.
Woo! Now I'm gonna go back to where Bonebreaker's office is.
It is rather empty. Well, okay, when I say empty, that's a total lie. So let me explain this a little more clearly. It looks as if it hasn't been touched since the last time you saw it, except for the fact that there's no Bonebreaker. On your way there, you notice you haven't run into a single person in the Hidden Vale yet.
At all?
None.
That's highly unlikely, considering I just crossed half the city.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go dig deeper. I'm going into more classified areas, basically.
Nothing. I'll go ahead and just tell you, there's no one there.
Anywhere?
Anywhere in the Hidden Vale.
Oh, this is convenient. Creepy, but convenient, I guess. I'm going to, wherever I am right now, do, and again, a perception check to see if there's anyone anywhere near me. And just translate from wherever I am.
Roll it.
Back. What's this apply to? Perception, right?
Awareness, actually.
Awareness, whatever. I
Well,
don't have...
One starts with an A and one starts with a
Perception
T.
doesn't exist.
That's why I said awareness. So you could know where to find it.
Anyway, this is a 28.
Okay. You are reasonably certain that invisible shadow over there means nothing. So, you're good to tell.
That invisible shadow over there means nothing. Got it. So I am very, very paranoid now, and I'm going to attempt to dodge the shadow and get someplace out of sight.
Well, if you literally tumble roll around the corner, you could probably do so quickly enough, and then if you translated immediately afterwards.
So yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
All right. We're going to pause with you for a second. Meanwhile, 2 hours
Do I need
ago.
to roll athletics?
Acrobatics, actually.
Oh. It's a 16.
Okay.
I have a 1 in that, by the way.
Nice. Okay. Meanwhile, Snarg. Roll will save.
We'll say, uh-oh. It's a natural 20.
All right. Ironically, that just means you're going to be different for a moment. So you finished your meal. You know, you got the pamphlets, you got the comic books, none of that was acceptable, and you're ready to go out and get more information, right?
So I'm like, Guido, I'm thinking finding out about this sport is the key to talking to these guys.
However, as you're thinking about that, you notice that there's like this weird plant-like thing just kind of moving up behind Guido. And
Don't move.
There's one on the armoire over there as well. There's one behind you if you glance behind you. Now, when you grab for it, you don't feel anything, of course. But you feel this slowly growing red haze is surrounding you, which I'm going to describe as a combination of fear and anger.
Oh. Guido? Are you there? What's going on? Did you do
What do you
something?
mean, what's going on?
Roll will save, Guido.
21.
Okay. As Snarg is saying this, you notice his fur is getting really long. Like, at the moment, it's like Persian cat length, which is... Well, okay, normally it's like this length, but now it's like Persian cat length, and it's still growing outwards.
When was the last time you had a haircut?
I don't get haircuts.
Maybe you should.
What? Why?
And now he's
Why?
kind of melting into the ground.
That doesn't look healthy.
Third,
I think
meanwhile...
there may be something wrong with you.
Third, you just felt like this thing suddenly grab your leg.
Alright, I swatted it and tried to grab it again.
No, your leg.
Yeah.
You did this, so that's not your leg.
I pointed. I was pointing.
I'm just gonna swat at it and not look at it. You got it. There's nothing there.
No, because if you look at it, it knows you're coming.
Well, you swat at it and don't look at it. The feeling persists for a few seconds and then fades. Meanwhile, Guido, the entire room seems to be kind of melting like one of those Dali's paintings. Dali's clock paintings.
I'm gonna try and hold the wall up.
I ooze up to him and go. So,
Have I teleported
actually,
back
in
in
the meantime,
yet?
I'm saying, are you
No,
alright,
this was
Guido?
like 2 hours
Guido,
ago from you.
It's alright.
Okay.
Meanwhile, third, as you go over to try and assist him, you realize that his skin actually is made of rock, but it's rock salt, which means it's going to taste really, really good.
Alright, hang on, I'll help you.
Oh my god, I have to tab over. Where are you guys? I gotta see this.
I don't know what
Do it
you're
again.
holding, but
Yeah, do it again, do it again. Guido, you feel the burning heat of 1,000 suns licking your neck. Like it's like hot poker hot, you know, when you're cooking, for example, and it's psh, kind of like that. Psh.
Instant reaction, I swat at it.
Bam! Third,
yes.
you have just suddenly learned how to fly.
Oh. Whoa!
Guido, you are now swimming. You are underwater right now.
Underwater.
And it makes perfect sense that you are. You always were underwater. You have always been with the deep people.
This is just like the air temple.
Is am I still in the room, or is
No,
it like
you're in the ocean.
ocean view?
You're in the ocean. Ocean view.
Okay. I'm
back
going to
now?
swim.
Okay. Okay. Both of you roll fortitude for me.
Okay.
I want to come back in the middle of this, okay?
22.
18.
All right. Would either of you? Well, okay. You don't have one. Would you like to blow an action point on this?
No.
So So, Sis, you come back 2 hours later.
Uh-huh.
Third is doing this.
I'm like, I've got the ball!
Guido, you are currently up on a handstand, kicking at things in the air, and desperately rambling about how pissed off you are at all these people who won't stop tickling your nose.
Can I have a moment? Z's response, okay, Z's going to teleport in, and she's going to spend about 5 seconds looking at each of them, and she's going to teleport back out!
Okay. That's 3 of your teleports for the day, by the way.
Yeah, I have 2 for every level.
Where are you teleporting to?
Back to Holtberg.
Alright, roll initiative.
I didn't teleport into the same place.
Damn. Where are you landing?
My usual. I left, I'm picturing going down to, Mr. Accountant Dude, the 3rd.
The Hidden Reaches. It's the lower level, below the Hidden Veil.
Yeah, that's where I teleported out from. I'm actually going to teleport in, from at the warehouse where I normally do.
Mm-hmm. Why don't you two give me another fortitude roll?
Alright.
At a 9.
Got an 18.
31.
Guido. This is the lower DC, too. Guido, pretty much just like that, it's gone. All the effect, all the everything. You remember everything that happened.
And it still feels just as natural.
Yep. Even though it
Okay, I
makes
got another previously
no
used potion.
sense. Third, meanwhile, you have just realized the secret to infinite chocolate chips is hair.